with possibly damage points, possibly Scar. You know, I talked to Kenny about trying to get Scar to play with us. It doesn't really matter, but whatever team that goes to Hype 3, you can guarantee that we're going to come out and do a hell of a lot better than we did at Hype 2. That's the story.
Nice. Well, they caught about the first 20 seconds of that as we dropped back into another lag spike.
Oh my God.
I don't know what's going on, dude. I feel terrible.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, arCtyc, that was absolutely just mesmerizing. I listened to every word.
It was good, but yeah,
you should write books.
Like kind of thing, you know.
You should write books. I would watch it. I read it.
You watch the books?
I'm serious. That was good. That was. Have you ever thought about being a coach, like in just general, just being a coach?
Yeah, for football. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. You got that. I feel like amped up to go play Gears myself.
So yeah, that's our deal. Did anyone in the chat? Did they all miss that? You guys missed that?
They might have missed the last bit.
Oh, they said a cutoff after Phobos is bad.
That's where I was going to off. I didn't want to say that out loud, kind of thing, you know. But yeah, that's where I was at.
That's not what I said. I just said Phobos needs to. And Phobos is not a bad player. Don't anyone think that. I mean, he did about as well as all of us at Hype. I mean, we were 2-0 out, and I didn't put the blame on anyone. I didn't say anyone didn't do well. But I feel like because he's been out of Gears of War, I mean, he played Gears 1, and I felt like we were a pretty good team on Gears 1, but he stopped playing Gears for 4 years. So you can't just hop in on Gears 3 and expect to do immediately well. I mean, there's situations where we have to, and when I say we, Colin and I, Skyless and I have to talk to him or talk to whoever it is and explain to them how to progress on, like when we say push or push this guy, he's hesitant. He's not confident and what he needs to do. And it's not that he has a bad shot. It's not that he's not a good player. He just doesn't have that killer instinct mindset that you develop over 5 years of playing the game. He's only played it for, a year, and then he stopped. So, like I said, that's why we need players that played the game a while, played Gears 2, hopping into Gears 3, that are experienced. I know Kenny's been involved for a very long time, and I feel like he can fill the role for Dodder. And then, whether we get Scar or damage points or whoever it is as that strong fourth. Right now we're scrimming with Phobos, but if it works out with someone else, like I said, we have a plan in place.
Nice.
Hey,
does anyone know what Legacy's doing in Fill of Wingos?
Nope.
I saw them scrim one cycle with damage points, speaking of damage points, but I'm excited to see what they come up with. I mean, at least they still, just like you guys, arCtyc, they still have 3 people running strong, so.
Right.
Well, I mean, luckily for every team out there, there's only, 4 teams who stuck together out of the 32 who attended Hype?
I did want to talk about that instead of talking about all the teams that broke up. There's still a few teams that are going to have but obviously us, and who else do we got? The Fathering,
Fathering, sure. Insanes, and believe it or not, Retaliation sticking together.
Yeah.
With mind tricks?
You sure?
That's the word.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that assurance nod right there.
I'm serious. I talked to Fatal today.
Oh, Scott, reload your video. Because
there's a few more, though. There's a few more we should talk about. I think Raw Talent's definitely going to stay together.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I don't know if... whatever.
Hey man, they came out. Raw Talent came out like monsters, man. They came out looking so good for a second, and I mean they were hot, and I'm sure that they had that Raw Talent vibe just surging through them, and then I mean that slowly tapered off, and I mean as you can see, we saw what happened.
Who's the one on the team?
They looked real good.
Who's the one on the team whose internet just sucks?
Excel.
Drop them.
What?
Drop them. The team is good. They need to put in sufficient practice. They fell apart day 2 or day 3 completely. Day 3 Sunday morning. Get rid of the kid.
Yeah, well, Excel's is their clutch factor. He's the guy. He's the guy that puts the underground dirty work in. I mean, he's the guy that catches those quick ones in a clutch situation. I mean, you're gonna say drop him over at ISP?
Rob wouldn't do that. Rob's
no way.
He's too close with those guys.
I'm just saying it makes sense to me. I don't understand why not. If it's hindering your practice and hindering your ability.
I mean, I don't know. That just I don't see that happening. They work it out before they drop it.
Well, you can't ever say it's not going to happen either. I mean, who knows? After a while, people get sick of each other.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure
I mean, they haven't gotten sick of Cubano yet. So.
I'm pretty sure XL is their like Charlie was saying. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's their go-to Slayer. Like,
Yeah.
he's the one making
Slayer.
plays, so it's like that would make sense.
/ power weapon player. I take that back. I guess Immortal Spawn is a power weapon player, but I mean, he's certainly a backup. You know what I mean? He complements Kirill's rather well. But like I said, I mean, the guy's been in the game for a minute and has a real nice in-depth knowledge of the game. You know, for what it's worth. But yeah, I agree. You know, I mean, if you can't get on or you have a shitty ISP and you don't have your priorities in line, man. You know, that's kind of tough too. So, but I mean, you're only as good as your team.
Yep. So I got
one team I want to shout out real quick that's still staying together is Bully Boys. Who's,
okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for them. That's praised and the rest of Infinity's stepchildren. Talk, Jordan. Good talk.
No, sorry about that.
So anyway, you said that's praised, and do you know who the other cat's on there?
Yeah, you're gonna have Twisted Shots, Supremos, and Octanes.
Nice. Yeah, that was it was a solid squad, man. And I mean, there was definitely something special, you know, watching you guys there in that back corner, you know, just sitting down because that venue got real dark and it seemed to be everybody was crowded around you, and those guys played pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. What about is it DBF?
Yeah. It's
Mercado's team.
Yeah.
Ruffle Feathers as well. I think they're still together.
Yeah.
Well, they lost Ride because he's not going to be able to go or something. That's why they're looking for one.
What is he not going to be able to go to?
I don't know. That's just what I was told, you know. That's it. Yeah. That's all I got.
I'm just saying, I mean, I'm not saying that we don't have any events, but it's like we're talking months right now, a couple months at least.
I don't know.
That's weird.
It's not even a decided date, and he's just like, I can't make it.
So, I mean, like, kind of talking about that, MLG is supposedly announcing console titles tomorrow. Wednesday night, not tomorrow night. It's Monday. What's wrong with me?
So
Wednesday at 9.
Wednesday at 9 p.m. Sundance at 9 p.m. Galactic because that's Sundance being Sundance. But say they don't pick up the game, where do we go from there? Just keep pushing hard.
Hype.
Yep.
There's no even if MLG picks up Hype. This is what I was stressing in the Hype Station. Even if MLG picks up Hype, Hype shouldn't go anywhere. Hype is a place where the community has evolved.
It's all gears.
Brought everyone back together, and it's really just the grassroots. And plus, you know, teams can make more money on the side just going through, you know, Hype Festation. And that with MLG having online brackets or however they do it and only having 4 events, Hype is kind of looking like we do an event every, you know, 3 months, give or take. I mean, that's great practice. That's good LAN practice. You can figure that out so it works around MLG, and it's only going to grow. I mean, we increased our concurrent viewers by 3,000 to 5,000 this event. Our total hits, I don't know what exactly it did, but it still did well. So, I mean, it's only going to keep growing. I think if MLG doesn't pick it up, it's not the end of the world.
No.
I mean, even if MLG doesn't pick it up, I mean, Hype Station right now is a force. You know, and I mean, it's without a doubt not going anywhere. Like you said, it just comes down to the community and you know, just the really certain special people that are involved, you know, that actually make it work, you know, and put it together so that we can actually all come and enjoy it.
So, I mean, since we're talking about the future events and stuff, I guess you guys want to talk a little bit about Hype 3? Should I?
Go ahead. You can mention a little bit of it.
Okay. All right. So right now, Hype is looking to come up off of the East Coast and move over to the Midwest. Some people that are interested right now in sponsoring or co-sponsoring, being a part of it is eBash. Now, back in the early days of Gears 1, part of Gears 2, eBash was like one of the only LAN centers that was consistently running like $1,000, $2,000 tournaments. I had the pleasure of working there, and from 2008 to 2010, so I know the owner, I know how things operate, and as far as logistics go for games, things being on schedule, updates, having enough stations to practice, eBash has everything for a small community, whether it be fighting game, whatever, Gears, it could be Halo. If they wanted to do one game only events, that would be the go-to venue in the Midwest right now in terms of playing, because they got everything you need, and there won't be any situations like we had at Hype 2 with technical difficulties, things not working, things not being updated, maps not working, because it's all there. I think the one concern I have right now is that if anyone remembers Chicago 07, it wasn't really in Chicago. It was like
terrible event.
45 minutes away. That's the same type of situation that we're going to have if eBash is chosen as the venue for the next event, because their center store, whatever you want to call it, is 45 minutes away from the airport. So, I've talked with the owner. They're trying to work something out with the city. And if they can't work anything out, they're putting up the money themselves. They're talking about doing something like $10,000 Gears tournament just for Gears. And then whatever hype the station puts to the pot, we're talking about one of the biggest tournaments to date for Gears of War outside of MLG. So I don't know if it can happen. They're trying to go 20,000, but it'd be nice. Those are the scarce details for right now.
I hate everything about that Pheasant Run. Everything.
Every Pheasant Run was awful.
Yeah.
It was one of the worst events.
The Mega Center, I would burn it.
Remember, the power went out, too.
The power went out.
Yep.
Power went out. That's when technicals were created because of myself and Vegito, and I'm sure multiple Gears guys. I hate everything about it. I don't like it. I don't like that. It's got a bad mood. I can't go. I'm not going. I won't go.
Yeah,
I hate that place. I won't go. I hate that Pheasant Run, man. Oh God, man, I don't like any bad vibes.
So
I'm sorry, man. It was like 3 years in a row, that same cursed location with like a $70 cab ride. Terrible.
Yeah. Never mind.
I'm telling you, dude, $70 cab ride.
It was. I remember. I had to do it.
Terrible.
Also, what had happened?
I'm trolling you. I was waiting every single time.
What had happened? I believe it was this week in Gears, or no, the past week. They removed stopping power in the Retro and the Hammerburst. Now, I don't really consider that a factor because we don't use those weapons, but in my opinion, if you're going to remove them for 2, why not remove it for the 3rd? Right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Crream, I missed that. How did you start that sentence?
Well, they removed stopping power for the Retro and the Hammerburst. So if they removed them for 2, why not remove it for the 3rd? Because it's not even a factor stopping power on the Retro or the Hammerburst that much. Because I mean, you got to be running directly at it for it to really be a factor. With the Lancer, it's almost like no matter where you're going, it's dropping you.
Well, if you're accurate with any of the 3, you're going to get stopping power. Until now, obviously, it's only the Lancer. But if you hit your shots, they're not going to go sideways forward. It's just a little bit easier with the Lancer.
Yeah, it's way worse than Lancer.
I think they are weary to do it on the Lancer because you got to think like 70% of the community, I think, uses the Lancer.
Mm-hmm.
So dropping stopping power on the most used, basically second most used or most used weapon in the game, that might be kind of risky to test it rather than, testing it on the Retro and the Hammerburst where you're only affecting a small community, a smaller portion of the community, I should say. But, this is more Gears 1. This should be where we're moving towards with the game, I feel like. I would like to see it off of the Lancer, but if it doesn't happen, does that mean that some league, MLG or Hype, they're going to, try to use the Hammerburst and Retro now? Is that supposed to be the inclination?
That might be.
Is that what we're supposed to get?
If that's the case, it completely changes the metagame. And
the Hammerburst is just...
There's been countless rooms that I've been going into and just getting railed, and I mean railed with the Hammerburst. So obviously I'm not a fan. It changes the complete metagame on how the game is right now, and makes you have to reassess your play style. I'm not a fan.
I don't mind
What-
the
what if-
retro, but the Hammerburst is just.
What if they just restricted it to one Hammerburst / retro a team?
It's
per
it's
team?
hard to do that. We thought about that a while ago, but it's like, what if they die with it out and they accidentally pick it up? Like all these random issues that can happen mid-game.
What if we just move it back to a 4v4 playlist kind of thing?
We talked about it at Hype. We were like, all right, how about
execution back kind of thing, so we don't have to continue having these problems, I mean, why take that playlist away?
I don't know, but I mean, when it comes to the stopping power thing, we talked a little bit at Hype with Pete. I still think it's a good idea. You take that Stay Frosty playlist or whatever this playlist is, you pretty much change up every week, make it Can't Stop Me Now, and remove stopping power on everything, and just do it with alpha rules or whatever rules you want, just so we could see what it's like.
Well, alpha execution is back. They added that back today.
Came back in today. Thank you, almighty face god. You can fuck my bitch. Thank you, Ribs. You just got done giving me like the perfect news. I'm actually really excited about that. I haven't had the opportunity to turn my box on, but it's back. Alpha King of the Hill or Alpha Execution is here.
Yeah.
It's in the playlist. Perfect. My gripes.
Look at face.
Yeah. Cool. Now let's go. Gears 3 all day, baby.
And they brought back the We Are Stranded, so it's like the regular TDM but mercenary TDM, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So hold on, we can go in 4v4, or are they doing that restricted nonsense again?
No, it's still restricted. You need to have the
That's
DLC.
right, man. And then at least open it up to doubles. I mean, more kids are quitting out of that than I've seen. When the playlist left. And the Warzone execution playlist has become like super healthy. As far as the 5v5 game types go.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember talking to Pete Nubb at Hype too. He said that he wants to actually, if he's going to take away the Lancer stopping power, it's going to be in the alpha playlist. So you're gonna play every other playlist. You're gonna have stopping power on the Lancer, but you go to alpha. I guess that's where he's gonna try it out first, or maybe just a private option to shut it off.
Yeah, I brought that up too. I said, you removed the bleed out option to put in man up, correct, in private.
Right.
That's what happened. So you also have the option for map selection where it's host chooses or vote. Nobody ever votes. It's always host choose. So why not remove that and put a stopping power toggle in?
Yeah. I feel you on that 100%. I was wondering why they took out the bleed out, because I felt like that was more important than the host or vote to choose for the map. So yeah, I mean that's ultimately what I want to see, and I preached about this for the longest time now, having an on-off switch for stopping power. So if it happens with the Lancer, thank God we get a little glimpse of Gears 1 again.
God.
And
My mind will be blown.
we won't have that. People will actually be able to make plays. That's what I'm concerned about. And I think that's what a lot of people miss about Gears of War when they look at Gears 2 and its awfulness, and some of the frustration with Gears 3 is that people feel like they can't make plays. And even if the Lancer is stronger, if you can get closer to someone to just pop off a shotgun shot, that instantly changes the game, just like that. And you're back in it.
Any talks of like dialing down, like power weapon cycle times or anything along those lines? Like nades are actually like certain weapons.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously that would speed up gameplay a little bit, but I would like to see after pickup with a minute, whatever it was on Gears 1, I'd like to see pretty much all the weapons back on, what is it, like a minute timer? Is that what it was?
It was 1 minute.
So, I mean, that's what I would like to see, because it keeps the flow of the game a lot faster. We had some awful fucking maps at Hype 2 that just didn't play out well because, first off, let me say this, that the title updates for the power weapon swap times was not updated on LAN. So I guess that's only a server-side update, which pisses me off really bad. But that slows down the game so bad. That means that the boom shot is like on a 2.5 minute. The digger's on a 2.5 minute. The sniper's on a 2 minute. The torque is on a 2 minute. All the nades are like on 2 minute, except for maybe the smoke and the ink. So it just completely destroys like your mid-game, pushes and stuff. So I think that made a lot of the gameplay on certain maps really, really slow.
Right.
So, you know, I want to see that stuff fixed. And I think a lot of people in the community want to see that stuff fixed. I'm tired of fucking server-side updates. It pisses me off really bad.
I mean, they're cool because we can test stuff online. Like, you know, we could, say they do the stopping power test. We could just take a playlist, throw it in. We could actually test stuff and know if it'll work or not. But the bad thing is when they do these things, like even the incense were like that too, right? They were the old incense. So you had people at first were pushing for them. They'd get them and they'd use them and be like, what the hell? That should have killed them.
What the hell?
Yeah. And I mean, I even saw against you guys in Infinity, you had an incense that should have killed someone. And it landed like right next to his feet, but because it wasn't a direct.
Talking about 4-1, it should have been 2-2, baby, 2-2. You guys have Boom down and somebody else down, and I threw a flame nade right, literally. It was on somebody's toe. It was like right by his toe.
Yep.
And it was nothing.
Yep.
I know.
That would have changed it.
The first round we were in your guys' spawn with Torpo. Is that what you're talking about? In
arCtyc's just talking about the round 7 incendiary grenade from fucking hell. That's what he's talking about.
It was a team kill by the
That was a team kill. One. Yeah, Phobos got right my way. And hit his back.
The instant worked fine right there.
Yo, Terra, there wasn't a buff on the incendiaries at Hype Station.
No, there wasn't. It was
so there wasn't any buff. So basically, basically what incens we were playing with, you know, was
out of the box.
Out of the box, yeah, exactly.
The awful ones, the ones that they were more skillful. They made you feel good about yourself when you hit someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
But they're useless for the most part.
Yeah, I'm almost positive that they did tone down that online buff. You know, I think Quinn said it best. You know, with the 3 little piggies.
Yeah.
Or is that what it is? 3 little piggies? No, it's not. Yeah, it's 3 little bears. Goldilocks and 3 little bears. This one's just right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the insecure radius when they first did the buff was 2.5 times the distance, and then it got updated to on the 3rd update it's 2 now, so it feels good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yo, what's up with the snub pistol? You know, that's my only other real gripe. You know, I mean, from my understanding, it's completely broken. Like the coding is wrong. There's something not with it, you know, or there's something not right with it, you know, besides for the host player.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. I think it'd be real good. That adds an entirely new element to the, you know, I mean, if everybody was on fair playing grounds with the snub pistol, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice.
I mean, it drives you nuts.
Do most people know how to fix it in game? I mean, you have to go out of your way to fix it, but do most people know how at this point? You just pick up another pistol, like the Gorgon or whatever.
But we have snub pistols out.
Yeah, you pick up another snub pistol. I think it works, but that's technically how you fix it. Whenever you go into a rank room and your pistol's fucking broke, you go to you know, one of the Boltox or the Gorgons. You pick it up, pick back up your snub, and then you can fire at full rate. But yeah, that needs to be fixed. Definitely.
Yeah, this is the problem with all these. You know, that's not server side, but I mean, all the server side updates we have. I mean, they're cool, but then they forget to put them in the next title update, or they just can't fit them. So we just keep playing server side, and we think it's in the title update, but it's actually not. And then we go to hype, and we see all these things, and we're like, oh, that's not the same. Like the weapon swaps, we didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I mean, that brings up title update 4. They're planning on actually having that as a system update, no? That actually registers on LAN.
Yeah, they're going to be, I mean, he said in the next one they're going to be working on King of the Hill a lot and all that. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff to tune the game in that.
But will it translate to LAN play?
Yeah. He said, Pete had said that there's going to be a lot of stuff they're putting in the next title update for System League. Like, he's going to try and put the Incend buff in and some other things I'm just forgetting right now.
When are they going to bring back active downs? The snipers didn't even make a...
No.
The sniper did not. The sniper is the most useless weapon I've ever seen on the main stage.
People just aren't good enough.
Face, did you see one headshot with the sniper that we casted?
I just think there isn't enough snipers in general.
Face? Face?
What's that? It's never. Sorry, I was in the middle of kind of reading the stream with something.
Okay, I'm saying, did you see one headshot that we casted?
No, there was no strong power weapon play
at all.
At all. Nothing on stream. Nothing on stream. I'm sure there's a couple. I'm sure a couple teams, obviously picked up the snipe and got some nice blanes out of it. They can actually talk.
You guys want to?
There was no really nice power weapon play.
You want to know why?
I know why.
You don't fucking need a power weapon. That's why. You got the Lancer. That's all you need. That's the truth, though. Yep. That's the truth.
I was gonna try to defend some of the snipers in the game and say it was way too cold on main stage to get headshots.
Oh, get the
no.
Yeah, right.
No. Negative 30 degrees.
Oh, okay.
It was. Ribs, it was cold. It was
we're
cold.
Gonna take this 15-minute warm up here. You guys just sit there and just bullshit on the stream for 50.
The heat on like 85 just for infinity kind of thing. You should have heard how everybody was complaining about how bad it smelled and about how hot it was in there. But you saw infinity over there, wrapped up in their hoodies, trying to warm up kind of thing. What's up with that?
They all have hot hands. They're like, oh my god, our fingers.
I'm just kidding. None of that really did happen.
Take it to game 10 when it should have been done in 6.
But honestly though, Ribs, or Charlie, the only power weapon that is really effective is the boom shot. No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
To me, you can first off, when you shoot now, let's say you hit someone with the Lancer shot on the torque bow or the sniper, you get that rock effect where you go up and down, so it messes up your shot. That's one thing that was different in Gears 1. I think it was a little bit in Gears 2, but now in Gears 3, it's really, really, you can notice it. It definitely affects your shot. So if you get tapped by a Lancer, you get tapped by a pistol.
Vastly different from the other Gears.
It's ridiculous. I don't know why it even does that. I don't understand.
They get boom shot right, man. They got it totally right.
So the only, in my opinion, the only truly effective power weapon in this game right now is the boom shot. All the other ones don't even matter. The only time they're used, in my opinion, is on ranked games, public games. That's the only time you see people go off because good players, smart players. I've faced off with a guy that's usually online or in matches. When someone that has a sniper, you tap them one time with the Lancer, you're not going to get a headshot. If they pull it off, it's going to be lucky.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. So you just pop them one time. Their camera rocks, and then you push them. That's all you got to do. But in my opinion, you just don't need a power weapon because the Lancer and the shotgun is consistent, but the Lancer, the rifles are just too strong. You don't need one. You just don't need it. And to me, that breaks the game.
Yeah. Either way, if you don't need it or not, whatever map it comes down to, they're still making the play for that power weapon. They're still making a play for all the power weapons on the map. So, regardless if they work or not, they're getting picked up and just not being used effectively, I guess.
Right. Well, so now it's you have to kind of combo stuff. But go ahead, Ribs.
Well, to a team that gets the power weapon, you still have to respect their authority to make you move because you can't just stand there. So you might be getting digger. You might not be able to pick up kills, but you get some damage points. You make teams scurry around, and you still get the play. You still make the play with the digger or the torque bow. You rev it up, and they might try to make you jolt up in the air when they shoot you, but you could still push them. Your teammates could push them.
Right.
So I didn't see a lot of headshots with sniper. I know my team made a few big torque plays. Flames against Insane's got a headshot with torque bow. Terror got a few nice digger kills.
I believe Ribs had a collateral. I'm sorry. Admo had a collateral.
Against the fathering, I got a double digger kill on trenches. Every time we pick up grenades, we do fine with frag grenades, incense, ink. Mm-hmm. So you're always gonna have to respect the team that went out and grabbed the weapon because at any time they could do something with it. But you're right that the boom shot is right now the most consistent weapon to get a kill with.
Right.
And for the obvious reasons.
Yep.
So in my opinion, I don't really think they need to be tweaked. But right now, how a lot of teams operate is let's say you want a torque kill, and someone knows you have the torque. They respect it if it's a good torque player. But let's say, for example, on Mercy, that's the only map I really can think of where people were making torque plays. So a little bit on Hotel, but you throw a nade, you make someone roll out, then someone tries to get a torque, and that's typically how you have to kind of play Mercy. But there's a few scenarios where I think the digger is kind of like that silent one that no one, to me, and a lot of teams don't really go for it. But when you grab it, if it's a player that knows how to use it, and you're working together with your team, you can make some plays with it. But
It's definitely a pushing weapon.
right, I don't feel like anyone truly respects like the sniper. Maybe the torque bow sometimes on certain maps, but the only power weapon that gets respect from a lot of top teams when they're playing and how they base their strats around is the boom shot.
Yep.
That's the only weapon.
Agreed.
We need snipe on snipe maps. That's it.
We do. I mean, there's only one. Is there one?
Sandbar.
Digger is
Yeah,
110%
Sandbar.
not a defensive weapon.
No, Digger's not defensive. You use Digger to
No,
make
not
teams
at all.
move. I mean, it's true. You think about it, there's the only snipe on snipe map out of the box was Sandbar, and then we're definitely not using Sandbar. I mean, I just don't know why there aren't more maps with more than one snipe.
How many maps could actually, use one?
Oh,
You guys,
Mm,
I do know that we could be using one on Slab for King of the Hill
on Slab, yeah,
rather than Boomshot.
yeah.
dry dock.
Well, no, I like Digger on Slab in place of Boomshot. At King of the Couch this week, we're running Slab King of the Hill thanks to iFlak hooking me up with the codes for it. But we are using the Digger round where it's Digger in place of Boom, frag grenades, and ink grenades for smokes. So it's gonna,
That sounds good.
yeah, it's gonna
people
play
on
out
the
real
stream
good.
are saying
That was my one
escalation.
concern.
Bring it.
That's a,
Escalation's nice. Has anybody, the guys that are in here, have you guys had an opopportunity to jump in on Escalation and actually bang hard on it?
And what exactly would be nice about
Yeah.
because we're talking about snipe on snipe. That is not snipe on snipe.
No,
That is a snipe on
Nice.
Boltok. Do those weapons stay kind of thing? Because, the Boltok, that's just another crazy OP power weapon that's on that map, it's for your advantage.
Well, not when you're going against two snipers, a Digger, frag grenades, and ink.
Yeah, but you can burn. Topside can burn burn rubber to Digger.
So at least the ink. I know bottom spawn is closest to all the power weapons, including the ink, but you can meet them halfway. The ink grenade if you don't get sniped first. But
Charlie, I can't believe you right now.
What's that?
escalation is
Escalation, bro.
Hey,
Come
I
on.
know. Hey, look. Hey, going back to them GB All-Star days kind of thing. But what's up, man?
You're just
I've
trolling
never-
right now, man.
Listen,
You're just trolling.
all maps have those competitive aspects to it, kind of thing. So it's like teams would pick, and this is going back in the day. Teams would pick maps like Escalation, Rooftops, and Old Bones because they were strictly strat based.
Old Bones was awesome.
Yeah, exactly. They were strictly strat-based, and a lot of teams did not. And same thing with Mausoleum. Strat-based, and that's how they got it in. Those are the maps that kids really didn't think they were going to go hammer on. I guess it's kind of like trying to play Sandbar Overpass right now, though. I'm in agreement, but however, I do think the map is really linear, and I think it's super fun, and it's a lot of tight, close-quartered fighting.
It won't work, dude. Down low you get two snipes, a Digger. Like it's just you overload down low, and then up top's just stuck.
Topside can burn to the Digger.
No, I just don't see it happening.
Hey man, fly or die, baby. It's kind of like a dry dock, just straight up head to head.
If this
It's
was
a bit more power weapon.
what the hell is that show where it's on ESPN where they hit the dude hits the stop button on the coaches that are talking? Charlie, you need that right now. You need that right now for
I'm
escalation.
just out there, just representing for escalation, But yeah, you're right.
Man.
You're right. It's not coming in. But let's talk a little bit about Slab, man. What's up? King of the Hill on it. Hella fun.
Slab solid, King of the Hill. We're gonna see that this weekend against some good local teams gonna come out and do that. I know Raw Talent's not going, but Cubano and Carril's I think are going. Ribs is going, maybe with his full team. So if they go, I'm just gonna predict they win it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good local teams, so we can see. We'll see what happens, but I want to see Slab execution also, because I think it can work, but I haven't seen it. I don't know.
So you're willing to
Because it sucks everybody down into that power. It sucks everybody down in that small little power weapon zone. It just got kind of ugly for a minute.
What?
Towards Digger, Digger boom shot side.
Well, when it's Boom, it's definitely all Boom. That's why I don't like it. Boom is
Right.
way too much of a factor on Slab.
Boom's a mess on that map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too much. Like, if you win Boom, you win the map. That's how it is. But, on Digger round, you get nades, ink, Digger. There's a lot to work with, and every hill you can really break every hill. There's so many ways in and out, and all the hills are pretty much in the open. Even the first hill is in the dead open on nades. I mean, there's two ways to come at it. It's completely open from Digger's side. I mean, it's just a good map.
Well, what about the other maps? What's the map with the Ivy Sand side?
Ivy Sand side? Ivy Sand? What do you mean?
Is that Academy?
No,
Yeah,
I think
it has a huge ivy overgrown and a dry sandy side.
You mean there was no sandy side, I don't think, on Academy, unless I didn't notice. Academy's a big map. That like Academy has a boom shot at first with sniper across.
Thank you.
Oh, it is Anvil. Yeah, Anvil. I thought would be awesome if they put 2 snipers in each opposing big room, looking down towards boom shot or torpo, whichever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have these 2 massive rooms. Anvil has 4 power weapons.
That was another crazy push. Anvil was another one of those crazy pushes, you know, for the power weapons.
Yeah, Anvil's a big map, I think. Like, it's a decent-sized map, and it has 4 weapons, and 2 of them are pistols. I mean,
I think the best out of them, out of the 4, I'm excluding Escalation, is probably Academy for execution, and then Slab for King of the Hill.
Academy King of the Hill can work too. I want to see it used more.
It's too big, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's some spawns where you there's a few in particular, like if you get like the library ink or that other ink, you can spawn across the map.
Completely.
It kind of reminds me of Azura when you have to run for those long hills and people get 30, 40 seconds on a hill from you running from one side of the map to the other side. But I like the design of all the maps. I feel like they flow really well. But I think that well, I'll take that. I don't like depths that much. It's kind of shaky. But Academy, Slab, and Anvil, I think they need to be legitimately looked at for a couple. And then if we bring, Quinn just mentioned TDM, and I was just about to say that. If we bring TDM back into the mix, Academy might look kind of interesting.
Yeah, it might.
Because I don't feel like it doesn't have that same appeal as Azura, where I didn't really like TDM on Azura. I think it could work. But I'm not 100% sure. I need to see how it plays at a high level. Because TDM is really, I don't know, it's kind of back and forth. Depending on how teams play it, I can see it kind of being kind of slow. But I'm kind of interested to see how it plays out on Academy. Now, as far as King goes, I mean, the Slab to me is just a no-brainer, right, at this point. I mean, to me, it's better than my favorite map, King of the Hill, is still Thrashball, minus that top back hill.
Which they're removing.
Which they're supposed to be removing.
Yep.
But I feel like it's probably up there with Thrash. I think it's better than all the other maps that we played at Hype. I think it's better than Dry Dock.
I love Slab, yeah. And as much as I love Rustlin, I think it's better.
The only hill that I don't like on the Slab is the Laundry Hill because players spawn there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you get locked down super quick. That's another thing. I mean, if you're out there, if you're out slaying, the team, I mean, that's their reward. Actually spawning up on a crucial, last 22-second point hill kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah, but these are things we talked to Pete at Hype. They figured out why people are spawning in these spots where they're not really supposed to be, and they kind of figured it out, and they're going to be working on it. So I mean, we'll see. All King of the Hills are supposed to be getting worked on and fine-tuned way more than they are now. So I'm happy about it. I'll just wait and see.
Cool. All right. Well, I don't want to get too boring here. So I mean, anything else we got left?
There's more stuff, but I mean, it's been a little over an hour. I want to save more stuff for next week, unless there's anything that you guys want to cover that we haven't already.
There's one thing. I mean, we're talking about the Phoenix Rising maps. Some of them, I think we had mentioned maybe in the notes, Charlie. Maybe you wanted to talk about this. Them not rotating, or they're messed up online.
Oh, quick match. Quick match. They're not rotating. Yes.
You know what? I don't play quick match. I strictly jump right in the rank, so I wouldn't know much about it.
No, that's a big case.
I'm the same way.
What do you mean they're not rotating? Like the maps aren't rotating? They're just coming up with the same playlist?
They're not rotating maps from one to the other in Phoenix Rising. That's what's going on, and it's causing a lot of problems for people online. Apparently, that's what I see in the forums.
The Phoenix Rising doesn't even show up, or once it shows up, it stays on those 5 maps.
Well, from what I've been getting is that players are only seeing Anvil. That's the only map that's showing up.
Yeah.
And
I played close to 40 games yesterday and didn't have any kind of problem like that.
Well, you were playing ranked.
Match.
Right.
And quick match only. I mean, ranked, I've seen all the maps. I've seen Escalation. I've seen Depths. I've seen all of them. But
where are you lurking at right now, KL? As far as your playlist?
I'm always in King, man.
Me too.
Always. That's all I play. I mean, I'll hop in some other ones every once in a while. I got in Get Nasty. I hopped in TDM a little bit, but when I want to warm up, I'm playing King.
Cool. As far as, I mean, with the alpha execution coming back and that, you know, the Alpha King of the Hill, you know, obviously getting rotated out, those you know, I mean, playlists, it seems like they've kind of declined, and the Warzone execution, I mean, that's where I've been hanging out. It's the player level, I'm sorry for the stutter. The player level is really increased, you know, as far as I'm concerned. There's definitely some good-looking kids that are out there. That's where I've kind of been lurking, and the solo alpha games are it's all right.
Yep.
Ribs, where do you play?
Alpha.
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 When Alpha was doing the King of the Hill a lot, I like that it was 210. It was one round. I feel like they just need to incorporate that with the execution for Alpha. Just do Alpha, King of the Hill, and execution.
Yeah.
Have you guys been experiencing a lot of kids quitting, man? Kids are dropping like flies, bro. And
Alpha, King of the Hill.
Yeah, Alpha King of the Hill, Warzone Execution, Get Nasty. I mean, literally every playlist I've jumped into, Player's Choice. You know, I've been playing a lot of that as well. Kids are dropping like flies, and that was one thing that you didn't see in the alpha playlist or the competitive playlist, you know, because those are the kids. Like that was, I guess you could almost say a community in itself.
And people stick around when I play them, and I go around looking for full parties usually. Also, at least a party of 3, a party of 4.
What's that? Just by searching and canceling?
Yeah. And then when I play Execution Warzone, there's usually like 1,000 people in that playlist, so you find a lot of parties in there.
Yeah.
And now that Alpha Execution is back
around right now.
Yeah. And Alpha Execution has a lot of parties now that it's back to Execution.
Now, I mean, does something like that attract you, you know, as a player? You know, like, boom, Alpha Execution's back? I mean, did you enjoy the luxury of having those 3 choices, you know, with that competitive playlist?
Yeah, I didn't mind TDM. It's not as campy as it would be at a tournament. But like I said, if they're going to do King of the Hill with 1 round, first to 210, and the actual competitive settings that we're playing, then they should just leave it like that. They should have execution, and you're able to vote for maybe 2 executions and 1 king. 1 king, 2 executions, you know?
Yep.
And, you know, maybe tweak some of the maps, take some of the maps out, you know, the ones that are better for King of the Hill, the ones that are better for execution, and see how that goes from there. And yeah, it's really appealing because you know with the alpha execution, you're going to have parties of 2, parties of 3, so it gets more competitive.
Yeah. I mean, when I played alpha, I do the same thing as Ribs. I mean, I specifically look to play parties, and that's the same thing with King. I mean, that's when you get the most. That's when you don't run into people that quit a lot. Especially, I don't know if you play by yourself, Ribs, but I play a lot, either by myself or in 2s. And that's usually when you get the most comp.
I have at least 2 usually.
Yeah, if you run full party against people, it's boring.
Gone.
Yeah, they quit.
You don't run full parties against people, man, because within the first, after the first hill control and locking down second on any alpha, you know by 3rd hill you're playing a set of 4 bots or 5 bots, whatever it is, or 4 bots and some idiot that thinks he can jump in there and really handle. But obviously that's not the truth either.
So yeah, this is what I want to end with as kind of like a question, I guess, about the people quitting. And it's obviously probably not going to happen in this game, but whether it be another Gears or just another game, I think that some folks the developers need to come up with like a bigger penalty. And I talked about this a while back, but I know on like certain games, like if you quit, I think it's Call of Duty now. If you quit in Call of Duty and you try to rejoin the match, you join the match that you just quit in. So if they implement something like that, I would be more than happy. Or giving people a timeout before they can search for their next match until that match that they quit out of ended. But the penalties need to start getting steeper for people just dropping rooms. That shit gets annoying.
Yeah, I'm talking like full ranks, boy. Like drop an entire number off of your rank. You know, like make that happen.
Yeah, I mean it's annoying.
That's gotta happen.
Like I play
fucking playing bots. It makes me it gets me worked up.
I play ranked King of the Hill like almost every night with just viewers, and we'll just run around and have fun. But I mean, we always get matched up with individual parties, and when we're a full party, every single freaking time, every time. And The one time we do get matched up with a full party, it's the ranked room all-stars with hammerbursts up the ass, and I just hate my life.
That's where it gets interesting.
It does not get interesting. I just walk at them with my chainsaw up. Like, I just can't stand it. But, I mean, it's just, it ruins the fun because, I mean, one kid quits. And they'll quit for no reason, too. Like, they'll be winning, and we'll cap the next hill, and all of a sudden the kid quits out. It's, why? I don't understand it.
They should maybe look into doing a true skill ranking, something similar to Halo, or maybe I don't know if there's enough players, but if you're in a party of 3, you should find a party of 3. If you're in a party of 4, you should find a party of 4. And then you go from there.
There's plenty of them out there too. I don't know why it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, well, I guess we can kind of think about that for the next time. You know, or I guess incorporate better ways to you know, polish it up and actually make it work.
Yeah.
Just give Face the banhammer problem.
Just give me the banhammer, man.
Yeah, he'll handle it.
Yeah, exactly.
I promise you. Everyone who drops out,
give me those mighty powers, man, because I will lay down the law on every kid that drops out of a room, kind of thing. You know, I mean, don't get it twisted. If I see a kid quit out, the first thing that happens is they send you a private chat. You know, and if you don't answer that, then I send you a friend request so I can try to play with you later. And if you don't accept that, then I file and block. You know what I'm saying? So I mean that burns me up bad.
No, it is true. He's not lying. I played League with him. I played Gears with him. Every time he reports. No, it never fails. He reports every single time. So if you ever get a message that's reporting from Face, ban that son of a bitch because he drops out. And it'll stop the insanity from building in Face. That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
That's what it is. In the downtime, I mean, this is what we do. This is what I do. I mean, we're in the downtime of whatever competitive scene is out, you know. So I'm out there. I'm out there grinding in them rank rooms, you know. So that's why you know that's why I try to tell it like it is. Kids are dropping out like flies, man. The 5v5s is getting kind of rough, and the competitive shots is not there.
All right, so you guys want to wrap this up now? Any shout outs you want to give? Go ahead and do it right now. Ribs, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. Real quick, Caliber 11. You know, we're good friends with Caliber 11. That's big things coming from them this year. They're making the 6 license votes coming out this year, and 1 coming out this month. And they were really good friends with them. S-Dot, our team manager, has known Caliber 11 Sid for 2 years, and Koi is another good friend of ours. So big shout out to them. Shout out to my teammates, Terror, Atmo, Flames, and another one, S-Dot. Shout out to the New York crew. That's D-Block, Scavmine, Octanes, Praise. That's everybody that supports us. And shout out to everyone doing Hype Fest Station. Hopefully MLG this Wednesday will come out with something big, so shout out to them. And you guys as well. Thanks for having me on the show. And it's definitely a good time.
Nice.
I don't know who goes next.
I guess we'll just jump right on me. I guess. Look, see you guys next week. You know, I'm out there in them in those rooms playing. You know, so I mean, if you see me and you go 16 under, expect an earful. You know what I'm saying? And don't get mad. Don't get mad if I kind of throw you a hook line here or there. You know, it's all love. Until then. Next week, make sure to send all your questions and comments and concerns into Twitter at ActiveReload, and myself to Dafacex. And till next week, you know what I'm saying? Gandhi.
My new sponsor, M&M peanut butter flavor. They're delicious. I got them for the first time. I must say, yeah, M&M's, you have outdone yourself this time. They are delicious. Now, here's a shout. This is going to be a future shout out here. Everyone, whatever God it is you pray to, whatever it is.
Face God, most likely.
Yeah, well, most likely face God. That goes without saying. I have a face God picture right over here. Pray to it, because Wednesday at 9 p.m., that'll be the big show. The announcement of MLG competitive scene for console gaming.
Boom, online players, baby. Step that up.
We need it.
It's happening.
We need it. Like, look, Hype Fest Station's awesome, but quite frankly, I mean, MLG sets the standard. We'll see a lot of more players returning from, you know, the depths of the underworld that I like to call retirement.
A lot of those big-name players.
Yeah, that have already had their fan bases. So, really, guys, shout out to all of you who do that. Personally, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'll probably pray to my face God poster. But that's about it. Thanks again, M&Ms. You guys kick ass. They're delicious, both of you.
arCtyc.
Oh man, I'll give a shout out to Razor, of course. All of the people that support our team, guys over at Epic, Quinn, Pete, Flack. Who am I missing? Patty. All those people that make my experience so much more enjoyable having conversations with those guys. Shout out to the amazing crew. And I'm going to give a shout out to my girlfriend. You guys saw her at Hype for the first time, some of you guys. So, yeah, give a shout out to her.
All right. I'm going to give a shout out, of course, to all the Gears places to go. You got Gown Nation, G-Con. Once again, Kona's Corner, always helping us out any way he can. Another shout out to, we got King of the Couch coming this weekend. We're going to finally see Slab King of the Hill. We're going to see how it works. Thank you, Flack, so much for hooking me up with the codes for it so we can test it out. Thank you, Pete, for having Flack hook me up with it. Quinn, thank you for supporting, even though you just love to troll me anytime you can on Twitter. And any information you guys want on the King of the Couch tournament this weekend, it's at kotcnation.com. It will be streamed on my channel, twitch.tv/Crream. And Scott eating more M&Ms. Any questions you guys have on next week's episode, tweet it at ActiveReloadTV. We're going to be live again. We'll tell you in advance who we're going to get on. But once again, thanks for watching, and let's keep doing our big things for the Gears community, guys.
These are really